Welcome to Space Drift. Please subscribe and hit the bell icon for more breaking updates right then. Let's talk about something you probably don't think about every day, but maybe you should. Your pension fund. It's that invisible safety net, quietly growing in the background, promising to catch you when you finally decide to hang up your work boots. Let's dive into the world of pension funds, those vast pots of money meant to secure our golden years. For decades, we've trusted these funds to be the guardians of our retirement dreams, quietly compounding interest while we focus on living our lives. But what if I told you these funds are now pawns in a geopolitical chess game? Yes, the money you're counting on for your future is being moved around the global board, sometimes for reasons that have nothing to do with your retirement. Pension funds have become powerful tools of foreign policy, subtly shifting global power without firing a shot. Behind closed doors, decisions are made that ripple across continents, affecting not just markets, but the balance of power between nations. This isn't fiction, it's the new reality, unfolding in the boardrooms of the world's largest investment managers. These are the people who decide where trillions of dollars flow, and their choices can shape the fate of entire countries. Your future seaside trip is now tangled in international arms deals and strategic rivalries. The dream of sipping a cold drink on a sunny beach is suddenly linked to the high-stakes world of global politics. The sheer scale of these funds makes them potent forces capable of influencing entire economies. When pension funds move, markets tremble, and sometimes so do governments. This is the dawn of pension fund warfare, where financial analysts fight for influence with your money. Every investment decision is a strategic move, and the stakes are higher than ever. Governments are leveraging these colossal funds to exert influence, dragging retirement planning into geopolitics. Suddenly, your nest egg is part of a much bigger story, one that spans continents and ideologies. It's a trend with profound implications for everyone with a pension plan. Whether you're just starting your career or counting down the days to retirement, the fate of your savings is now intertwined with the shifting tides of global power. So the next time you glance at your pension statement, remember, there's a lot more at play than just numbers on a page. So where is all this pension power being directed? The answer might surprise you. While many assume American pension funds would focus on domestic opportunities, a significant portion of this capital is now flowing beyond U.S. borders, seeking stability and growth in new markets. Increasingly, American funds are looking north to Canada. This shift isn't just a passing trend, it's a strategic move, as investors search for safe havens in an unpredictable global economy. Canada is stable, its economy robust, making it an attractive investment for American fund managers. The country's strong regulatory environment, abundant natural resources, and reliable financial institutions offer a sense of security that's hard to find elsewhere. But this financial migration has complex geopolitical undercurrents. It's not just about dollars and cents, it's about influence, leverage, and the subtle shifts in power that come with cross-border investments. American pension funds becoming major stakeholders in Canadian resources blurs the line between corporate and national interests. When U.S. money is deeply embedded in Canadian industries like energy, mining, and infrastructure, the stakes go far beyond simple profit. This gives American interests a powerful lever over Canadian policy, a subtle form of soft power. Decisions made in boardrooms thousands of miles away can ripple through Canadian communities, shaping everything from environmental policy to labor practices. Canadian politicians must balance national priorities against the risk of spooking American investments. The fear of capital flight can influence policy decisions, sometimes forcing leaders to walk a tightrope between sovereignty and economic necessity. This influx of capital stimulates growth but alters the power dynamic, making Canada more dependent on American goodwill. While new projects and jobs are created, questions arise about who truly benefits from this prosperity. America's economic engine is increasingly entwined with Canada's resources, creating a symbiotic yet unequal relationship. The two economies are more connected than ever, but the balance of power remains tilted. It's a relationship where one partner is significantly larger and has a much louder voice. The influence of American capital can overshadow Canadian interests, making negotiations and partnerships inherently imbalanced. The implications of this are profound, reshaping the economic landscape of both nations. As American pension power continues to flow north, the future of this cross-border partnership will depend on how both countries navigate the opportunities and the challenges that come with such deep financial ties. To see pension funds as tools of foreign policy, look at Norway's sovereign wealth fund. This colossal entity built on oil revenues projects Norway's values globally. The fund divests from companies involved in unethical practices, making powerful political statements. This is pension fund warfare in its most overt form, using investment as sanctions. However, this approach is controversial, with accusations of hypocrisy and political grandstanding. The Nordic model shows ethical investing is messy, forcing nations to make public judgments on other countries. While promoting human rights, it opens funds to criticism and requires consistency in murky global politics. It's a bold strategy, but maintaining it is incredibly challenging. While some funds divest from conflict, seeking to distance themselves from the profits of war and violence, a counter-movement is gaining momentum, working to rebrand the defense industry as not just necessary, but even socially responsible and aligned with modern values. Welcome to the world of ESG investing, where environmental, social, and governance criteria are used to judge whether a company is worthy of investment. ESG is supposed to guide money toward companies that do good for people and the planet. Traditionally, arms manufacturers were excluded from these funds, seen as incompatible with the ideals of peace and sustainability. But now, there's a growing push to classify defense as a social good, arguing that a secure society is a prerequisite for all other forms of progress. The argument goes that sustainability isn't just about the environment, it also requires security and stability, and that modern militaries can be both green and protective. This idea is gaining traction, especially as geopolitical tensions rise and nations prioritize defense spending in an uncertain world. The rebranding aims to unlock vast pools of ethically minded capital for the arms industry, inviting pension funds and ESG investors to support defense companies. If successful, this could channel enormous amounts of money into defense, fueling further growth and innovation in the sector. But it also creates ethical dilemmas for ordinary people, especially pensioners, who may not realize their retirement savings are being invested in weapons manufacturers. Do they want their future security built on the profits of war, or would they prefer their money to support peace and sustainability? It's a question at the very core of what it means to invest responsibly, and one that sparks heated debate among investors, ethicists, and the public alike. The reclassification of defense as ESG would be a monumental victory for the military-industrial complex, blurring the lines between social good and the business of war. It's a moral pretzel, blending investments in wind farms with weapons manufacturers under the guise of doing good, and forcing us all to ask, can a tank ever truly be eco-friendly? In this geopolitical game, it's easy to forget the money belongs to ordinary people. These are the life savings of teachers, firefighters, and factory workers. Decisions in boardrooms can dramatically impact their lives. Consider the contrast between an American pensioner invested in Canada and a Russian pensioner facing austerity. The American strategy seems secure, but geopolitical shifts could turn investments into liabilities. In Russia, pensions are sacrificed for military ambitions, eroding public services and savings. This is the sharp end of pension fund warfare, where pensioners bear the ultimate risk. While Americans worry about market fluctuations, Russians worry about survival. It's a brutal reminder that when pensions become strategic assets, pensioners pay the price. Using economic tools for political ends is nothing new. History shows trade embargoes and sanctions used to coerce nations. What's new is the scale and vehicle, retirement savings integrated into foreign policy. Historical precedents warn of pitfalls when private wealth intertwines with state power. Consider colonialism, where trading companies acted as state extensions, blurring commercial and imperial lines. Today's pension funds wield similar influence, a form of economic neo-colonialism. Sovereign wealth funds in the Middle East show capital pools used for strategic goals. These examples caution that geopolitical influence can overshadow the original mission of retirement security. We're in a world where pensions are not just financial tools, but also geopolitical matters that shape our future. How can we safeguard retirement savings from global chess games and unpredictable international events? The first step is radical transparency and unwavering accountability at every level. Pensioners must know exactly where and why their money is invested, with clear explanations. Strengthening legal and ethical firewalls between fund managers and governments is absolutely crucial. Diversification across geopolitical lines is more important than ever before for security. Funds must assess political risks and ensure portfolios can withstand sudden diplomatic shocks. Ultimately, pensioners hold the power, demanding transparency and ethical governance from all. Ensuring golden years requires engaged, informed citizens keeping nest eggs safe from capital wars and global uncertainty.